Where'd the missing pound go? Hello! Morning everyone, how are you all? Right, over the past few days, I've been seeing quite a lot of discussion on Facebook around, does muscle weigh more than fat? And it seems to be quite a charged debate, with insults flying left, right and centre. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to try to make a little more sense of it, because it's not quite as easy as people think. I suppose really, the reason that people are asking the question, does muscle weigh more than fat, is because they've started a program like Slimming World and they've started going to the gym, but also other factors in their life have changed, such as how much water they're drinking and how much energy they're actually exerting. So I think that when you've been going to the gym and working out and eating healthily for a week, and then you realise at the end of it that you've neither gained nor lost anything, it's quite easy to say, well, I will have lost some, but I'll have put some muscle on, and that's probably true. But there are also other factors as well, how much fluid you're taking on, the way that your body's actually managing that now. So is your body now retaining more than it otherwise would have, because your lifestyle has changed and now you need more kind of energy stores available for when you go to the gym, etc. Anyway, I just don't think it's quite as easy as people make out. However, that's not what we're discussing, is it? What you've come here for is, does muscle weigh more than fat? And you have the two arguments. You have someone on one side saying absolutely muscle weighs more than fat, because it's all about how much you can fit in a certain space. And you have the other person on the other side of the argument saying, no, they weigh exactly the same. A pound of fat weighs the same as a pound of muscle. They're no different. And one of those is correct and one of them isn't. But I don't want to have a go at the one that isn't, because it's a loaded question and answer, really, when you say that to someone. No, muscle doesn't weigh more than fat because a pound of muscle weighs the same as a pound of fat. You're leading the individual to believe a certain thing, and that's not the fault of either party, really, because it's not intentional. It's just people perpetuate things that they've heard because it makes sense to them. Well, the idea with a statement like that is that it's designed to make sense. It's kind of similar to the case of, if any of you have heard the missing pound riddle. Yeah, I suppose it's very similar, actually. So you have two arguments when it comes to, does muscle weigh more than fat? You have, no, they weigh exactly the same. A pound of fat weighs the same as a pound of muscle. And then you have the other side of the argument where you say, no, it's all about volume, how much of a certain substance you can actually fit in any given space. And the reason that that's like the missing pound riddle, which this is a good one, you can use this with your friends, is the way that it's worded. So the missing pound riddle is something like, 3 friends go for a meal and the meal comes to £25. So they each throw £10 onto the tray, and the waiter comes, takes the money away. When the waiter returns, he puts £5 coins down on the table as their change. Makes sense, doesn't it? They paid £30, the bill was £25, so they have £5 change. So what they decide to do is take back £1 each. So if they each paid a tenner and they all took £1 back each, how much have they now paid? £9. And they decide to give the remaining £2. All of this makes complete sense. They decide to give the remaining £2 to the waiter as a tip. So if they've each taken back £1, so they've only paid £9. If you add those together, that's 9, 18, 27, plus the £2 as a tip, 28, 29. Where did the missing pound go? You see, you can pause this video for a while if you like and try to figure it out, but it's going to be quite difficult. And I know this because I was once asked this on a night shift when I didn't have any access to any kind of technology. Google wasn't available to me, and it was a horrible night. But basically, that's the way that the argument of fat and muscle weighing the same is presented to you. Like, you've heard me give that riddle. I've told you it's a riddle, so you're thinking, oh, actually it shouldn't make sense. But in your mind it makes complete sense. You're going, actually, yes, there is a pound that's missing. Where could that pound be? But there isn't a pound that's missing. It was never missing. The way that I asked you the question led you to believe that. Because it's not 27 pounds at 9.18.27. It's not 9.18.27 excluding the £2. You don't then add the £2 on at the end. That's 9.18.27 including the £2, and then you add the 3 that was taken back, which is 30. It makes complete sense when you use, maths and logic. But if you just go off the way that I presented it to you, then you believe that a pound's missing. That's exactly the same as the argument that muscle weighs more than fat. So people will say to you, no, so they'll tell you, no, muscle does not weigh more than fat because a pound of muscle weighs the same as a pound of fat. And that is true, but that is absolutely no evidence that one weighs more than the other in terms of volume, because you can't measure the weight of two different substances in terms of their actual weight. It's weight per amount of volume. So for example, muscle and fat. Muscle does weigh more than fat. If you get a litre of muscle, that weighs 1.1 kilos. If you get a litre of fat, that's 0.9. So that's it. When you present it that way, that it's all about the space it occupies. We as human beings are basically just the same as, a litre jug. We are just skin on the outside that holds things on the inside. And the amount of fat that you can put into this skin to weigh a certain amount, 15 stone or something, you would look significantly larger because it needs more space to weigh 15 stone when it's all fat than you would if you weighed 15 stone of it being muscle. So I hope that somewhat clears it up for you. And hey, you even got a free riddle out of it. So remember, 9.18.27 plus the 2 is 29. Where'd the missing pound go? Or it's 27 including the £2, so there was just the additional £3, so it's 30. Easy. Anyway, I'm on my way to work. That's me done for the day. So leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Share it with someone who doesn't. Let's hopefully not have a heated debate over this. But please, for any of you who are still watching this, saying, no, it definitely still weighs the same. A pound of muscle weighs the same as a pound of fat. Yes, when you put it like that, that's true. Just as that's exactly the same as saying the moon weighs as much as your cat. If you were to take a pound of your cat and a pound of the moon, they would weigh the same. But it doesn't actually mean that the moon and your cat weigh the same amount. They don't. They're very different volumes. Anyway, that's me. Take care. Have a lovely, lovely day. And I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.